The overall vision and mission of what Back to Back does around the world, and especially here in Mexico where we're working in Cancun, is to break the cycle of generational poverty, specifically with orphans, through holistic, deep care, and become interdependent in their community, but still dependent on Jesus as contributing members of society. My roles consist of finance coordinator, maintaining the cash, as well as the Mexican-specific Factura website for government-issued receipts. Also as the coordinator of projects and things for the children's home and one of the families that we serve together with Ana, and also as the marketing manager for all of Mexico, overseeing social media, the website, blog, print and media publications, as well as interviews, events, things like that, and my team here in Mexico.
I also have different roles. One of them is being the captain too with Andrew, and I am in charge of the relationship with the home and the family. I am also the coordinator for the child sponsorship program that we have here. So I'm the connection between the U.S. office and Cancun. I do training for the staff, and we are implementing a new program called Children and Families in Transition. So we work with the families from the homes and the different families that we serve here, and what we do through this program is to give them the tools that they need to help their kids, the kids that went through trauma.
So specifically, we work with Casa Hogar San Jose. It's a Catholic-run children's home here in Cancun. Ana's in charge of the day-to-day relationships and discipling the girls and working with the parents of the children, as well as maintaining the relationship with the caregivers. I think the dream and vision is to partner with the caretakers and the people who run the home to make this into the finest institution in Mexico as far as childcare and a temporary residence can be, allowing us to make connections with the families and restore those relationships and restore the parents to the point where they're able to take their kids back in with them, find out what's causing them to think that they can't take care of their children, but get them back there.
Well, right now what's happening in San Jose is that last week we had the Mini Olympics, and this is an event that we try to do every year. The purpose of the event is for them to do physical exercise, but also learn about the history of the Olympics and be more involved with culture and things like that.
Jose would be Perla.
One of the success stories from San Jose would be Perla. When we started working with San Jose, all of them were doing really bad at school, but especially her. She didn't go to the next school year because she failed all her classes. We were able to get a tutor through their child sponsorship money, and now she is getting an average of B+. At school, they have an honor guard for the flag, and the only people that can do that, the only students that can do that are the ones that have good grades or that the teachers see something special on them, and they pick you. So they picked Perla to do this. So it is an honor in Mexico to be part of that group of people.
So Dalila is a widow that we serve. She has 3 children, and we partner with her as well as a couple other families. Through our relationship with the government, we came to know a couple families, and they asked us to step in to prevent the family from being separated. So it's more of orphan prevention than specifically just orphan care, but it is in a way orphan care because we're preventing the children from ever being separated from their family.
When we started working with them, one of Dalila's dreams, she's the mom, was to own her house, and we were able to help her with that. She bought the land and she started the foundation for the house, and we were able to partner with her to finish the house. And right now we're just doing the surrounding wall so they feel safer. But that's
The important thing is definitely with the kids and seeing the lives changed and like Anna said, seeing the hope that they have, seeing the possibilities, expanding their vision. I remember when we first got here, talking to all the kids in this Catholic-run children's home. What do you want to be when you grow up? 90% of them answered that they wanted to be a nun, just because they had no vision outside of what they saw. They had no ability to dream. And just seeing the difference to now, lawyer, doctor, chef, architect. I mean, it's just the list goes on, and just seeing their ability to dream beyond what they used to be able to. But also, I think the most rewarding thing is being able to be here and knowing we're in the center of God's will. The way He's provided every step of the way is just constant confirmation of us being right where He wants us and fulfilling the will that He has for us, and just allowing Him to work through us in whatever way He has each and every day. So as my role in Mexico as the marketing manager, some of the things that have been happening over the last year and a half as I stepped into that role and continue to grow in that role. It started last spring with the first ever Summit on the Orphan in Latin America. It was all in Spanish. Back to Back hosted it along with Christian Alliance for Orphans that hosts the one in the States every year as the International Summit on the Orphan. So that was the first ever one in Spanish. There were over 400 attendees. And from that, we have seen tons of ripple effects, just one of which is the nuns here that care for the girls at San Jose, asking us to step in with the families. And just seeing the way that all the training that we did at that summit is rippling out, and real changes are being made in how institutions are run in Mexico and how children are cared for and how families are being reunified. And just now this year in the state of Nuevo León, where our site in Monterrey is at, they're instituting a new foster care program, the first of its kind in all of Mexico. And Back to Back is spearheading that after being asked by the government to do so. So seeing really huge steps in Mexico, not only at the government level, but at the children's home level and the caretaker level. Also publishing a new full magazine this year, all about our volunteers and the local churches getting involved, working to activate the local church and local people as volunteers who can mentor these kids and disciple them and come alongside them on a week-to-week basis. We as a staff of Back to Back are limited in how we can use our time and how our time resources are spent. And we literally need an army to truly impact one-on-one every child we work with. And God is providing that through local churches and local volunteers and the national people here. I think the vision overall for how that progresses is to continue to move Back to Back in Mexico toward a fully sustainable. I think the future of how Back to Back looks in Mexico is moving more towards a sustainable model, using local church, local resources, local people at each site to really go deep with every child that we serve, and to try to the reason that we're able to be here is because people partner with us in ministry. We truly believe that when people come alongside us through prayer and finances, that they are literally placing their hand on this city. They're literally coming alongside each child that we serve as a part of our ministry, because without them, we wouldn't be able to be here. And through their prayer and their financial resources, they allow us to be here to do this every day. They allow for the sustainability of this site. And I think it's this year, this is our third year in the field, and this has been the first year where we've really been able, for the last 7 months, January through July, to focus without worrying about finances. Last year we were short a lot, and we went home in the fall to fundraise, and we had to raise a very, very large amount of money. And we were so stressed out about it. We were sick, and we basically got to the point where it's like, all right, God, either you want us there or you don't. And from here on out, we're good with whatever you want, but if you want us there, you're going to have to help us raise this money. You're going to have to provide these funds. And he provided more than what we needed, more than the number that we thought was absolutely impossible to raise in 1 month. He provided way more than what we needed. And it allowed us to go into this entire year knowing that we did not have to worry about anything for the entire year. because he had already provided everything we needed for that year. And being able to focus on what we do without having to think about things like that, not only does having to raise money confirm our call, but it also challenges us to do what we do better and allows us to focus on everything. I kind of lost my train of thought there.